Film school won't make you a filmmaker. Being a filmmaker is something much more personal, and it's messier, and it's a lot harder to define than just film school. Personally, I went to film school. So I took a film production program where I learned basically everything about film production, from writing to editing and everything shooting in the middle. And I basically learned every aspect that you could need to know about film. I spent the money, I put in the hours, I shot the shots, and I had all the breakdowns. Now, some parts of it were good and some parts of it were bad, but I do not regret it. Let's talk about the fantasy of film school, okay? Because there is one. Before I ever applied, back when I was in high school, I kind of imagined film school to be this magical Hogwarts cinematic place. A place where every hallway echoed with debates about Tarantino, where students run around with cameras, and a film prodigy just casually shoots a film that wins at Sundance. And in the brochures, it kind of looks like that. The website says it's all smiles, clapperboards, and coffee. And the website has equipment that you'll never actually ever encounter at film school. You imagine teachers that worked in Oscar-nominated films and students who become the next big thing. I personally imagined walking into film school as an amateur and walking out of my program as a full-fledged filmmaker. And listen, some of those things do happen, sure. There are some incredible professors and there are some incredibly talented people. And there is gear that you may have access to. But a problem that I do see very often, people going into film school believing that the film industry owes them a job. Unfortunately, it does not. How much you work in film is entirely dependent on how much you would like to sacrifice, how much you'd like to learn for it, and how much you'll put up with 16 hours unpaid, barely fed student sets for it. And I can't speak for everyone, but in my opinion, I think that working in film requires a lot of sacrifice. You need to be able to sleep, breathe, eat, film constantly. You need to give up a lot of social life to be able to work on sets, and sometimes you need to work shitty jobs in order to get the better ones. And I've been there. But unfortunately, you don't absorb as much skill and talent just talking about film in a room. And you don't suddenly just become a DP just because you held a red camera once. The reality of film school is a lot less glamorous. It's really early mornings and really late nights. It's broken gear, bad weather, miscommunication. It's creative burnout, competition, and somehow trying to edit a screenplay while writing another, editing a third one, and helping a friend with a fourth one. It's constantly feeling like you're not doing enough. All the time. Like someone else is better, someone else can do a better job, someone else will do it for free. But that pressure, it also forces you to make something. Anything, really. And sometimes it helps you fail forward. So let's get into the hard part, aka what they don't tell you. Number one, it's expensive. Film school costs tens of thousands of dollars. For most people, that means debt. Lots of student debt. I can speak from experience. And what you're paying for sometimes isn't what you thought you were paying for. Sometimes it's gear that you have to fight other students to book, or that you can't book equipment at all because your school has a rule that you can't book out equipment for non-school related projects. Sometimes it's classes that teach you the basics that you could have learned in 5 seconds on YouTube. Sometimes it's for lectures with professors that haven't worked in the film industry in like a decade. There's also pressure, grades, assessments, assignments. You go in with a lot of confidence and you get knocked down a couple times. That's just the way it happens. I remember turning in a script that I was so proud of, and I received such heavy criticism that I stopped writing for a really long time. Film school can sometimes mess with your voice. In my opinion, sometimes I stopped writing what I believed in or wanted to write and started writing for a grade. And don't get me started on group projects, okay? Yes, they reflect real set dynamics, okay? But it also shows you how hard it is when you're trying to split passion amongst like 4 people. And that part can burn you out fast. And while all this is happening, people are teaching themselves online, making films on their phones and building on TikTok and winning film festivals. So yeah, the traditional path is slower, more expensive, sometimes less rewarding, but it can still be very valuable, just not in the ways most people would think. For me, film school was not about the lectures. It's what I did outside of them. It's about where you learn at 1 a.m. when you can't get that shot, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got it. It's about how you bounce back from your script being told it's too weird, because that bouncing back, that is filmmaking. Now, for the part that I didn't expect, but I often heard before I started, was that the best part of film school wasn't the curriculum, but the people. And I couldn't agree more. Those other students that you meet, those will be the people that shape you. In film school, I met the most weird, passionate, most driven people I've ever met in my entire life. People who would stay up until like 4 a.m. arguing about color grading. People who made short films in the rain with a broken light and no budget and still made it look beautiful somehow. People who believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And those people, some are still my collaborators and some are my best friends. Because we're still trying to find a way to make something even though our structure's gone. School ended, our safety net disappeared. But I found my people and I found myself, which is worth more than any class. You learn how to show up and support other people's visions and not just your own. You learn to collaborate, to compromise, to hold on to your voice even when no one else hears it yet. But the truth is, I didn't discover my voice in a classroom in film school. I actually discovered it online. Somewhere between editing assignments and lighting setups, I started writing stuff for myself. Things that had nothing to do with class. No deadlines, no grades, just me trying to figure out what I wanted to say. And eventually that turned into this channel, this video, this space where I could be fully myself. And weirdly, I think film school gave me the stamina for that. The consistency and the pressure to finish things even though I don't have a deadline. It didn't teach me how to be a YouTuber, but it gave me the tools to survive when I wanted to try to be. And not just survive online, survive in the actual industry too. Because those same skills, those are the same ones that helped me get my job recently. It's a job that's creative and collaborative and so fulfilling. It's something that I dreamed of doing when I was a kid. And the people that I met in film school, not just my classmates, but my teachers and my career coaches that helped me find these opportunities and shape my future. It helped me with the experience and the confidence and my voice. So, should you go to film school? That depends. Go if you need structure. Or if you want access to equipment sometimes. If you crave a community or you work really well with collaboration. If you thrive under deadlines and need a push to actually finish things. Go if you can afford it or if you think you're going to be able to get the most out of it. But don't go thinking it will give you a career. Don't go expecting fame or clarity or shortcuts. Because unfortunately, none of that comes with your diploma. You can learn everything online as well. You can start shooting films on your phone. You can build an audience from the comfort of your bedroom. It's harder, it's lonelier, but it's possible. And listen, there is no right way. The industry is not waiting at the end of some official life path. We're all just figuring it out. Even the people that have been in the industry for so long. So here's exactly what I'd tell my younger self. Film school won't make you a filmmaker. You will. If you're already debating going to film school, you already are a filmmaker deep down. But film school can give you the tools and the people and the space to find your voice. And if you're lucky, it might just lead you to something that's better than just a diploma. Something like this. Something I'm lucky to have. This audience and this version of myself. Something like the job I have now. The one that lets me create and be creative every day. The one that I wouldn't have found without making a bunch of stupid little things in school. So, you don't need to go to film school. But if you do, go for the right reasons. And honestly, go. Make something, even if it's small. Even if it sucks or no one sees it. Because that's how it starts. That is being a filmmaker. Hey, it's editing, Isabella. Funny meeting you here. I'm here to tell you guys that I forgot an outro. I know. I'm sorry. I know that's your favorite part of the video. I know not to record at 2 a.m. Anymore. Anyways, I'm Isabella. Like and subscribe, please. And I'll see you next week because I post every Monday. Anyways, love you, good to see you, and see you next week with an outro. I'll see you next week with an outro, okay? Anyways, bye.